Hello, everyone. Bethany here with CutterPillar. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. It is Tuesday, right? I clearly am still recovering from all the fun we had at Handmade Collective last week, so please bear with me. But I'm so grateful that you're here on this Tuesday afternoon because we have a special guest today. You might have heard about them last week during our Handmade Collective. We talked all about Laser Cut Quilt Kits on Thursday's live stream, and Diana had sent us several videos to share with you all to show you not just how to walk through their kits and her favorite products of CutterPillars to use with their kits, but also some of their brand new patterns and designs that we have now available on CutterPillar's website. So we're so grateful to have them back here with us live to dive into all of those new kits and showcase some of them and walk us through. And this is a great time to ask your questions to them. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let us know where you're tuning in from in the chat. Like I said, I'm Bethany with CutterPillar. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I'm excited to be here with you all. Hi, Ruth from Ohio. We've got Norma from California. So many of you tuning in that we talk to all the time, and we just appreciate you hanging out with us every time we're here. It's so fun. But at this time, I am going to introduce to you Maddie. Kathy from Wyoming. Nice to see you. I'm going to bring Maddie to the stage. And we were having a little bit of internet connectivity issues, so please bear with us as we get all of that worked out. Susan, you're in Hermitage, Tennessee. You're my neighbor. I'm right down the street in Old Hickory. So nice to see you, Susan. Welcome, welcome. Mary from Texas. We're so glad that you're all here. I'm going to bring Maddie on, and we're going to get this ball started because we have a lot to show you. So let's welcome Maddie from Laser Cut Quilts. Hello, Maddie. Can you hear us? Can you hear me?
Perfect. Bethany, can you hear me?
I can. I can hear you just fine. Are you good?
Your phone instead, and we will just.
All right, I'm going to give them a minute to figure out. I don't think she can hear me. So we're going to give them a minute to figure it all out. But while we do that, let me bring up something that I want to show you because we kind of gave a little sneak peek to these kits last week. And I'm going to show you exactly where to find them on our website. They're so good. Let's see here. Let me pull these up. Gotta love live streaming. I think our computers are just tired of live streaming at this point. We've done it so much in the last week, but we love sharing all of these things with you. All right, so I'm going to share this with you. All right, here we go. So this is our website, and you'll see that we've got our Laser Cut Quilt Kits right here. If you go to the Shop Now button, one of these categories, it's kind of down below the screen, you can see here is Laser Cut Quilt Kits, and it'll bring you to this page with all of the new designs that we just got on our website. So we took all the old ones off. We have all new ones. Okay. Mary said she bought a couple of them last week. Mary, I would love to know which ones you got. I would love to let us know in the chat which ones you grabbed because they're all so good. So if you remember on Wednesday of last week, we had Amy with Emaruni Designs. She did that foundation paper piece tutorial with us during the Handmade Collective. This first one, that's Be Kind. This one is actually her design, which is really fun. So if you remember her from that, this is her design. They've got this adorable snowman one, which I want to get so bad. My mom would absolutely love this. It's so stinking cute. And this is the one that Diana showed us how to make. She actually did this little block right here. Then they've got a new version of the Hello Honey Sunshine. And then the Holy Ganesha, these two are some of their most popular kits on their website. So I'm glad that we have them on ours now. Then there's been some fun ones with fun sayings. And I think these would be perfect to hang up in your sewing room, your quilting room, your crafting room. I like to party. And by party, I mean stay home and sew. I mean, hello. Measure once, cuss twice. That's funny. Just So Happy. I love that one too. This one would be really cute behind me in my studio. This is another seasonal one. Oh Christmas Dear. This one is stunning. Absolutely stunning. They're all so cute. I love the one that says it's not messy, I just have everything on display. Norma, I agree. And that one is right here. It is so stinking cute. And then one of my faves, but it's a big one, is the persnickety. This is a very detailed one. Let me click on it so you can see. Look at that. All of those vines, all of those roses, all of that is pre-cut for you with a laser from Laser Cut Quilt Kits. And they send you all of the pieces you need, all those detailed applique pieces. And then you just press them on, which she's going to demonstrate in a minute. Press them on, and then hello, I've got all your blocks made. You piece them together and you quilt it, and you've got a stunning quilt that people are going to think you spent forever on. So this is definitely one that I would love to do. By the way, if you scroll down on any of these listings, you can get all the information about them right here. All the detail about who designed it, the fabrics, any of those kind of fun things that you might want to know. The finished size. So this one is the biggest one. It's an 80 by 80 inch quilt. All the other ones are more smaller or like wall hangings, those kind of things. But you can see the finished size and everything that the kit includes and what it doesn't include. So like on this one, it doesn't include the background fabric, the binding, or the backing. And I like to mention that because you're getting all of the applique detailed pieces. Look at all those beautiful fabrics. But that cream background that they used in this sample, you could use a different color. That's the background that you're adhering all of that applique to. So just know like all of that is up to you. And this is how everybody's quilt can end up looking a little different and have its own personal touch. So I think that's really fun when you look at it that way. So let's go back and see who else grabbed a couple and which ones you grabbed and which ones are on your wish list. I think Norma said that she wants It's Not Messy. I just have everything on display. This one's so cute. By the way, this one is finished size of 21 inches by 19 inches. So that is definitely like a fun, quick project. It is so cute. Look at how cute the fabrics are. Now the applique pieces, these are the fabrics that you'll get. And look at how cute that little sewing machine is. I love it so much. They even have on some of these a few samples, photos of them done and quilted. So you can kind of see some different ways to finish it off. Super cute. Here's another photo of that one quilted and done. So we have some great examples of the kits that you can get, and they're all on our website right now. There's 10 new kits. These are 10 new kits. I absolutely love them. Mary said she got the Be Kind one and the snowman. I think those are both perfect choices. You have one to get you through Christmas and winter. And when you're over all the winter and you're ready for spring and summer to happen, and you can put this one up, or you could leave them both up. It doesn't matter. All right. I'm going to take this off the screen real quick. Let me find my mouse over here. There we go. All right. Maddie, are you good? Give me a thumbs up. All right. I got a thumbs up. I think we're good. Are you there? Oh, I don't hear you. Now I can hear you. You're good. You're good.
We're good. We had some internet connectivity issues, so I think we have it
totally
solved now.
Totally fine. We're happy you're here. I'm going to zoom in on us a little bit so they can see your face. How are you doing?
Good. Excited to be here.
I'm so glad. I just went through the 10 new kits that we have on our website, and we didn't really get to talk too much about what you were going to show us today. So let us know what you're showing us and walking us through and which kit you're going to feature today, because I'm curious.
Yeah, so the persnickety quilt I'm showing you one of the blocks today, which is beautiful. Oh. I know, I'm obsessed with it.
By the way, that's the really big one I just showed you guys. Huh?
Yes. And it's by Eye Candy Quilts, Annalise Johnson, super talented. She does some stuff with Andover fabrics. So we're actually using the fabrics that she made her original sample with. And yeah, I can just do a quick demo about how to put all of this together, make it feel a little bit more feasible if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I love applique and if I'm into that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I would say if you are new to applique, one of the smaller kits, like a wall hanging, would be a great introduction. Mm-hmm. Once you've done one, though, I'm going to tell you right now how easy that their kits make applique and how much detail you can get because they laser cut all those detailed pieces for you. You're going to get hooked. It is so satisfying. And she's going to be showing you how to use our light boards from CutterPillar and how to use the glass pressing mat from CutterPillar to make this even easier to work with the templates, to work with the guides and everything and all those pieces. So I'm going to hand it over to you and let you walk us through this, because this one is one of the ones I'm most excited about, because I like a big project. So I'm going to hand this over to you and let you walk us through this one. I'm
awesome.
so excited. All right.
Yeah, sounds great. And you know, this is a bigger project. It does end up at 80 by 80, but really you can build it to a larger size if you're wanting a king and get like a couple of kits, or you could do a couple of like smaller projects, because the way that Annalise has it broken out, I don't know if you can do a top view, Ashley. Ashley's over here helping me, but you can see like this is one block, and then you end up sewing those together to get the full, like all of the blocks lined up. And it's beautiful because it's kind of a continuous repeat. So you can see I've already cut out some of my pieces here. I have my CutterPillar light box back behind me, and then I'm using 2 of the tempered glass mats. So the reason I love using these tempered glass mats, if you're not familiar with them, is that you can iron directly on top of them. So I'm not going to have to like be moving my pieces around and having them shift as that's happening. And the other thing that really helps to keep your project in one place are these CutterPillar magnet sets. They come the 6 in a set, and I actually will put them behind my tempered glass like this. Okay, and then I will use these magnets. They come in sets of 2. I have 2 sets here so that I kind of have 4 anchor points. And then I can hold that project directly in place. So it's not going to move at all as I'm trying to iron things down or kind of wiggle things around a little bit. So that's kind of my setup of what CutterPillar products I'm using. And then as far as like putting everything together, I have these pre-cut pieces. Now these pre-cut pieces are exactly as it's going to come in your kit, except that they will be cut out of a piece like this. So it'll come in a piece that keeps all of your pieces really intact and presentable, and they won't end up like all wrinkled and folded and mashed up. So you'll just, they have like 1 or 2 little tabs, and you'll just snip those tabs. You can see these pieces are like one really big piece, so you'll have a few more tabs in those ones. But this is really nice because then you don't have to like find where all of those pieces go. It's just one continuous piece. So there's not much overlap that's happening in these pieces. So I'm just going to start peeling this off. Now all of these pieces come pre-backed with fusible web. We use FlexiFuse fusible web, which is a really lightweight fusible that is not going to gum up your needles or like cause problems when you take your quilt to the long armor. In fact, my quilters have kind of said that they love our fusible so much that they don't mind stitching on top of multiple layers of the fusible and things like that. So you can see this light box does a perfect job of showing me like where I need to align my templates. And I can just start getting them all lined up. Now on a big piece like this, it's kind of helpful to either use like tweezers or a needle if I need to move my piece around a little bit, and then just to kind of tap some of those elements into place so that I'm not having to align the entire piece before I do my final press. And I'll just keep going on this. If you're using, one thing I do want to mention too, is that you'll want to use like some fine tip scissors to snip these tabs, because it makes it super fast. And Diana has a whole methodology of how she likes to number these. She's a lot more organized than I am, and I respect that. So I'm sorry that I'm the one here teaching you today and not her, because she is awesome when it comes to the organization side. But I'm a little more laissez-faire. So if you're not as organized like me and you just like to fly by the seat of your pants, this works too. So I'm just pressing these pieces into place. Do we have any questions from anyone that's viewing?
No
about
questions
the kits
right
or...
now. No questions right now. I'm just letting them know that you're using the Glow Ultra light board, and you said you're using 2 of the glass mats side by side, which is really smart because these blocks are bigger than one glass mat.
You just end up getting a little bit more surface area, so that's perfect.
Yeah, so no, you're good. Keep going. And I also am kind of a messy, unorganized mess myself. So I can relate to that. We all have our strengths.
Now we do have a couple of giveaways for this. Bethany, I don't know which ones you were planning on doing giveaways for.
Well, I didn't know.
But maybe
we did giveaways during the Handmade Collective last week.
Okay, so we will.
Do you want to do one more for today?
Okay, so we'll plan on giving away one of these persnickety quilt kits.
Stop! Are you serious?
The live.
That's so generous.
So let us know. Are you a?
That's very kind of you.
So maybe let us know in the comments, all the viewers. Bethany, you can comment really quick if you need to get added to that list. Are you a messy quilter? Are you an organized one? Tell us what ways you prefer. And yeah, in most of our quilt kits that you'll find, we actually have like a part number guide that helps you to keep all of your pieces really organized. Are you still with me, Bethany?
I'm still here.
Let's see. Oh, you're cutting out on my end. But in most of our quilt kits, we do have part number guides, and that helps to like know what pieces are numbered and like what order to place pieces in and things like that. This is the perfect project if you're really not about that, because you can see. You mind changing to the top view again, Ashley? You can see here that none of the pieces are actually numbered, and that's because none of them are overlapping. And so you can really just place them in whatever order your heart desires. So yeah, let's put on a couple of this other color, and I'm going to try to find where it's at here. Let's see. Shanna, I'm pretty organized, but I can get messy in a hurry. Bethany is in shock like we all are about the giveaway, Steve. You know what? It seems big, but you know, we do this all day, every day, guys, all this laser cutting. So we're excited.
Maddie, I'm gonna let you and Ashley pick the winner from the chat since you're so generous to donate.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have Ashley choose somebody. And Ashley, if you just want to drop it in the comments and then I can announce it when I see it. Yeah, so just keep letting us know. Organized, messy, and maybe, you know, if you've done a project of ours before. I'd love to hear that. One thing to note on this specific project, because these pieces aren't numbered, you do want to make sure that where you're placing them is correct. So you can see right here that I did not place this one in the correct spot. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use this opportunity since I messed up to kind of show you how I take these off. So because I haven't pressed these for very long, I can just like start to peel them back. And if it's too tacked in place, what I can do is run my iron on it again, just for a second, and warm it back up to try to do this. Now you're going to want to be really careful when you get to a spot like this. because it can fray the rest of your piece pretty badly. Luckily, I have a lot of extras, but we do, we want to make sure that you guys feel really confident when you're putting one of these kits together. Like if something goes wrong, you can always reach out to us and message us and be like, listen, I messed up. I'm missing this specific piece. Or I shredded this piece, kind of like I'm doing right now, somewhat. By the time you add a stitch around that, it's usually, you can't tell quite as much. But you're always welcome to message us, if you make a mistake like this, and ask for a replacement piece, and we will do whatever we can to honor that. So don't feel too much trepidation if that's a concern of yours. We want to make sure that you are really excited about doing one of these. So did you already choose a winner?
Yes, but it's not letting me connect, so I put it in the private chat.
Oh.
I got it. I got a winner. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
Oh, can you turn that up?
Yes.
I can't hear Bethany.
All right. Oh. I'm going to put the winner on the screen in just a second. Give me 1 second.
Technical issues.
All right. Our winner for the Persnickety Quilt Kit from Laser Quilt Kits is, you guys ready? Diane Deacon. Diane Deacon. Congratulations. Diane, congratulations. If you could do me a big favor and send an email to support@CutterPillar.com, and I will get your information over to Maddie. She'll need your full name and your mailing address. If you could send an email to support@CutterPillar.com and put in the email that you won the kit from today's live, or the Laser Cut Kit, we will be sure to let Maddie's team know, and they'll get that sent off to you. So congratulations, Diane, for winning. And thank you to Maddie and her team for donating such a generous gift. That was very kind.
Yeah, absolutely. You can still hear me, right, Bethany?
I sure can.
You cannot?
I can.
Oh, you can. Okay, awesome. I'm having a hard time hearing you. So
you gotta flip the headphone. You've got the earpiece out outside your ear.
Making a fool of myself all over the place. All right, you guys. Why are you suddenly sounding like you're underwater? Maybe I should put the earpiece in my ear the right way. Okay. It's been a long week, y'all. Make me feel better and say you agree in the comments.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
All right. Okay, so you saw that I put that piece in the wrong place. And look at this. I mean, I have a little bit of wear and tear on that piece. By the time I add a buttonhole stitch to that, you're really not going to be able to tell. So I'm just going to scoot this up and I'm going to re-iron that in place. And that right there should be my seam line. So, so that when you stitch these blocks together, they will end up perfectly aligned. So that is kind of the nice thing, is that this is not a whole cloth quilt, so you don't have to worry about getting all of those pieces straight across. And congrats, Diane. Thank you guys for all of your comments. And I'm just going to keep working on this. But did we have any other questions about the CutterPillar products that we're using, or about any of the quilt kits in general, if you're wanting to know, the components or difficulty level, if you're a beginner, maybe what you'd like to start with?
So we had a couple of comments that I can read off to you. Corinne said that she purchased a project, but has been a little nervous to try it. And then someone else said that that's really nice to know about mistakes and replacement pieces, or how to remove a piece if you need to. So maybe that'll give her some confidence to give it a try. Hope said she's never done one of your quilt kits before, but she's finding it very interesting. I will say, Hope, they're very satisfying to do. I really enjoy them. Norma says it looks like she's using the magnets to hold the fabric. Are you using the magnets to hold the fabric and the template?
Sorry, you are cutting out on me really bad.
I think it's your internet. I'll just put some of the questions on the screen.
You're cutting out on me, Bethany. Okay. Do you want to just scroll down for me, Ashley, and we can take a look at them?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what's going on. We've never had any problems with running this system. So Mary, you're a beginner. I think Bethany showed you a couple of the kits at the very beginning that would be perfect. Like the Just So Happy, some of those like 20 by 20s are a perfect starting point. They're just a little bit smaller than this one block that I'm working on. And not, the hardest component of that is going to be like some of your text to go around. And so if you are stitching this and you're nervous about going around all of these pieces, there's a couple of different things you can do. You can just do like a straight stitch and go, especially on some of these like thin vine pieces, because it's just fast and simple. And I would also like bring your stitch length down just a little bit, because it's going to be less noticeable, like any mistakes that you make. I do that all the time with my buttonhole stitch as well, is I'll just bring that stitch length down so that as it's doing its inside stitch, it will not go in as far and you won't see any like misalignment. Because you really want with that buttonhole stitch to be like at 90 degrees from the edge of your fabric. So yeah, that's kind of some of my tips. Choose a simple small project and maybe start with a straight stitch if you are a beginner applique. And if not, go hog wild. You can really do any decorative stitch on the edges of these. I've played around with a whole bunch of them. My favorite is the buttonhole stitch, but we've done like zigzag and satin stitch. And sometimes I just send it to my quilter because I'm lazy and don't want to do anything. So, and they're a good sport and they just put up with it. So let's see. Did we have...
Someone else said something about using the magnets.
Oh, using the magnets. I can show that a little bit more. So the magnets are holding my project in place on top of the tempered glass where I am. So the reason I was moving that around, and you can kind of use that magnet to move stuff around, is that I had to scoot it so that I could work on some of these bottom pieces on the bottom of my block. And you can really place them wherever you want. Like, look, these are such strong magnets that I can like pull this where I want it to be. So if I like want it out of the way, I could just like put it right there. Okay, you do not do FPP, which kits are just applique. So mostly we don't do any foundation paper piecing here. It's all laser cut applique or pre-cut kits like that you just piece together. So any of them should really be safe. It's all going to be regular piecing and applique. So. And then CutterPillar says, I also love using variegated threads for kits that have lots of colors in the fabrics or batiks. That is an amazing tip, because if you hate switching out between colors, that's a great way to kind of just cover a lot of ground. And sometimes you can kind of almost blend some of the colors together. Like if I have a whole bunch of like these greens or blues, and I really want to tie that whole project together, I could choose one color of thread for all of my greens, and I could use that to stitch all of my greens down, and it will kind of tie everything together. And the same thing for some of my flower petals and things like that. So I love that. And I love that quilt behind you. Okay, so we do not have very many kits left of these, so they're not actually listed on CutterPillar's website, but we do have bundles available, which is like the FlexiFuse templates that are already printed on. And this is one of our more popular designs. I love it. It's very Christmassy, very festive. And we were kind of just had a Christmas theme going on. So let's see. again, if you missed the beginning of this video, I'm just going to show you really quick the way that I have this layered. So I have my Glow Ultra, which is the biggest light box, and this one requires a plug-in. So if you don't want the plug-in, you can go for the smaller light box, which has a battery, and it does have 3 different brightness levels. So if you're like blinded, like by the light, you can turn it down to a lower level, or you can, if you're struggling to see through it like this, I can read this tiny like 10-point font text right here through with this light. I know you guys probably can't because you're a little bit farther away, but yeah, that's amazing. And then I have 2 of my tempered glass cutting mats. This is what Diana loves to use every time, and I love this setup too. It's so perfect. So this means that you can iron directly down with using your light box without having to move this around. Because most of the time, like if you use a light board, but you're not using this tempered glass, you would have to move this off and then iron down on your like ironing table, right? So that's amazing. And then again, just to show you guys, we have the CutterPillar Glow set of 6. These are the magnet strips. And so we like to use usually 4 of these at a time, just to really hold the project in place. And then we like to use 4 of these, which these come in a set of 2, okay? The glow magnets, and then you can use them in conjunction with those magnetic strips to tack your project down, so it's not going to go anywhere as you are ironing stuff down. So that's my setup. And then as far as what comes in our kits, we usually have that layout guide, like I said, and then we have this. So this is the layout guide, and then we usually have a part number guide. We don't for this particular project because the pieces aren't numbered, but then the other thing that's going to come included is the pattern and all of these laser cut pieces that are backed with the FlexiFuse fusible. And you'll just snip out these little tabs and peel off that paper backing so that the glue is exposed, and then iron this down in place. And really just make sure that that's in place before you iron it, or else it's kind of a pain. But like I mentioned earlier, you can always reach out to us if you're like, oh, I messed up my project and everything's ruined, especially on something like this where you're like, okay, I want to make sure that those fabrics all match on that same block. So that's where I'm at. And we've done a couple of lives with CutterPillar before. Super fun. We use their products seriously every day, you guys. Every day for all of this. And if you're going to do any applique, this will be a total game changer. It will change the way that you view and enjoy applique. If you haven't enjoyed applique before, seriously, I would just reconsider, because this makes it enjoyable. It's like you're doing a giant puzzle with fabric. So the one thing to note is that your iron will, I don't know if you saw that, try to be buddies with your magnets. So just watch that so you don't move anything too much. Let's see, anything else that we have? Which is the favorite kit that I've ever made? Ooh. What do you think, Ashley? What's your favorite?
My campers.
Oh, the Year of Happy Camping. You know what? I think we do have that one available on CutterPillar's website. And that one is so fun. It's like 12 months of campers with like fun little motifs. Like one of them, which one's your favorite? Like, I love the flamingo one.
The one with the blue chairs and the awning.
The blue chairs and the awning is Ashley's favorite. I personally love this one behind me. That one's been, just because it was such a design challenge, getting all of these little people to like be oriented, the little gnomes to be oriented the right way. But I'm sure everyone here at the office like has their different favorite. So what about you, Bethany? What's your favorite? I know you've made a couple of these. Are you still with us? Oh,
I'm still here. I'm still working through Garden Party, which we don't have on our website anymore.
yes.
But that one is
I know.
very beautiful, and that's the one I'm using the variegated thread on. So with all the batik
Oh, yeah,
fabric.
that's perfect.
Yeah. So that one I'm
That's
having fun
perfect.
with, and I'm still working through appliquing. I take those projects to Sewing Club once a month and work through it. But I have a couple smaller ones I'm doing, but I'm like making intricate backgrounds, like flying geese background to this.
Oh,
So my
yeah.
Happy Place one is going to have flying geese going up and down in the background. So that one's
just like with low volume stuff.
yeah, with like solids and polka dots, like really like that kind of thing. And then the flying geese are going in different directions. So it's
amazing.
all Tilda fabric that I'm pairing that one with. So it's more muted tones instead of bright. Yeah, I know. So
I love that.
But you guys talk to us a little bit about how you source and choose the fabrics for your kits. Is it always based on the designer, or do you pick some stuff separately?
Yeah. So this particular one, like I already talked about, the persnickety, okay, the 80 by 80 that I'm working on just one block of, that one was sourced because it was the designer's fabric. But how would you say? I think we kind of just choose whatever we like. And if we go by vibes is what Ashley's saying. That's totally true. But we also will sometimes like just choose a collection and base it off of that. Like this one behind me is with one of Moda's collections. That's it. Good News, Great Joy. Yeah. So it's from a few years back. But then sometimes we just use like scraps of fun fabrics that we have in the warehouse, like some of the Just So Happy kits that we have. We have a couple of questions coming in. Doesn't the cordless premium 2 have 4 light settings? Okay, yes, it does. Awesome. How often we come out with new kits. So we have like a big release that is coming out. All of them are actually available live on our website already. So you can take a look if you'd like. We do have, like this is a brand new one that I'm demoing. This is the first time we've demoed it. Ashley actually just finished up laser cutting this last week. So do you want to say hi, Ashley?
Sure.
Just poke your head around the corner. Hi. This is Ashley. She's amazing. She does some of our laser cutting, a bunch of design that, like the Year of Happy Camping that we went through. And she's running the backstage right now, but she's awesome. So you've seen her probably in some of the videos that we've done. So to answer your question directly, Corinne, it really just depends. But right now we have a big release coming, and we usually have one like once a month, but sometimes like we'll release them in sets, like every quarter or something like that. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, so I would just keep working on this. It's super fun to like just do this in front of like the TV or something. Like if you're watching a show and then you're just working on this, kind of like if you were binding or doing something else. Do you have a designer you'd love to partner with but haven't yet? Yes, we're always looking for new designers to partner with. And there's a lot of people out there that we admire. Obviously, we can't do everything at once, but we would love to consider it. So if you guys have product ideas, we always take suggestions. And I do apologize, like if you've already made a product suggestion to us and we have not followed through on it yet. Some of it is just the amount of time that we have in a day. So yeah. But we have definitely taken people's suggestions before. The one that Bethany was talking about earlier, the Garden Party Batiks one that she's putting together. That one, we actually asked a whole bunch of our customer base if they wanted to see it in batiks, and she mocked up a batiks colorway, or if they wanted it in cottons. And the response was overwhelmingly batiks. So we went ahead and released a colorway that did really well. That one's unfortunately out of stock now, but we do have a colorway coming out in December for a new cotton set. And actually, you have that picture right there, don't you? That's the old one.
Yeah, I've updated it. This is the old one.
Okay. Well, we do have a new one coming out, and I think it is on the website, and I'm sure we'll release that one with CutterPillar when it's a little bit closer to coming out, so that you guys aren't waiting on pre-orders for too long. But yeah, that one is probably my favorite of the garden party colorways that we have ever done. So, yeah.
All right, I'm back on stage here. I wanted to hold this up. So this is that garden party.
That's beautiful.
I don't know if you can tell, but I did like a zigzag down the stem. And then all of my threads are variegated. So they change color, but they stay in the same color wheel. So it's like changes color, variations of purples or variations of reds or greens. And for the stem and the leaf, for this green, it's a much thicker thread. So it's very much like it stands out and adds texture, which is really fun. And then I'm doing a satin stitch around all of the black parts for the center of the flowers. And then all of the little hearts will get caught up in the quilting. So those are just to do later when I quilt it. But that's where, and I'm working through each of these as I go. But it's been a lot of fun. Are you going to bring Garden Party back?
Sorry, you were cutting out for some of that, but that looks incredible.
Are you going to bring Garden Party back? I'll ask it in the chat. Yeah, there you go.
I can comment.
Oh, yeah, we'll put it in the chat. We're having some lag problems again. Dang it. But that looks so good, Bethany. It looks amazing. And yeah, if you guys aren't sure about like the thread changes and things like that, or if you're not even sure about stitching the project down, maybe just talk to your like favorite local long arm quilter and see what they'll do for you, because you know, mine a lot of times will just stitch everything down for me, or which it does get a little bit more expensive doing that, but it's nice, just not if you're not into stitching everything down yourself. So I do apologize for the technical difficulties we've had. I'm not totally sure what's going on, but yeah. If you want to go ahead and switch that. So I'll just keep working on this. And I'm working really slow because I can't multitask and talk at the same time that I put this down, which I tried going to a sewing retreat last week and I had that same exact problem. It was like, I'm not getting anything done because I can't talk to people and do things at the same time. But tell me I'm not alone.
Do you know how many pieces are in a single block per snip piece?
Oh, so how many pieces? That's a great question. I could count for you. So far, guess what? This is pathetic. Actually, so far I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces down. So this is one big piece. This is one big piece. So I think it's probably less than 30 pieces in one block. Oh, maybe not, because there's all of the flower pieces are separate. That's true. I don't know. I'll count for you. Or do you want to count, Ashley, these ones? And then I'll count the green ones. I'll try to as I'm going. That's a great question. So here we go. I was like, where is that little piece? And this ends up being super fun because of the way that she's designed this repeat, it kind of looks like the colors are like blending into each other. So I'm going to try to hold this up so you can kind of see it. So like you can see the greens are blending into each other because it starts right here with this green, and then the next green will start here and be the exact same as this. So it will repeat on that other side, but with a different green. So it's pretty fun. The whole effect of the quilt is stunning. And this might look just really simple because I only have 2 colors going on, but that does make it really nice for stitching everything down. And yes, every block of persnickety is different shades of color. Ashley, do we have the other blocks that I could show them some of the fabrics? Sorry to put you on the spot. Ashley will grab that really quick, and I can pull out some of the other fabrics so that you can lay eyes on them. And yes, Diane, it does give it that ombre effect. It is stunning. So I'm excited for you to receive your giveaway quilt. Here we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. So Ashley's just grabbing some of those. Ta-da! And I have laid down all of my leaf pieces. So now all that's left is my flower petals. So I'm not sure how many Ashley counted here. So this is going to be the majority of the singular pieces that are in the kit. I like to personally cut them out just a couple at a time because if they're in there like this, they're protected and it's so much harder for you to lose them. But Diana likes to cut all of them out and label them with their number and put them in separate bags according to their number. So if you're interested in that, I would go watch like some of the previous videos she's done showing some of those CutterPillar projects if you're wanting to be a little more organized, like we talked about earlier. Ashley has some of these other blocks. So I'll show you what we have going on for some of these other blocks. Super fun. So we have them individually labeled by block number. And look how cute these fabrics are. So here's our leaf pieces. And here's the flower petals. Like some of these prints are so unique and fun. So it gives it like, you know, you might not love the print as it is, but then by the time you're looking just, you know, at this one flower petal, it's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So, super cool. I'll pull out some of these other ones so you guys can see them. That's block 2. Okay, so we have a question about tips for beginners. I can talk about that a little bit. Here's another one of the greens. And look how fun this is. Just like some of the funkiness on some of the prints that you like wouldn't really expect. But look how beautifully that turns out because it's literally in these fabrics. Kind of cool. So tips for beginners. Number 1, choose a simple project. If you're like in love with this project and you're like, I don't care, I'm a beginner, I'm just going to do this, that's totally fine. Honestly, like with the laser cutting, all projects end up being pretty simple, and especially where you can work on it one block at a time. So I would say steer clear of like really big quilts that you're going to have to maneuver underneath your sewing machine. But with this one, you can, you know, stitch everything down by block in a 20 by 20. And then at the very end, you can stitch everything together. So I would say that's my first tip for being a beginner, is choose a project that's not going to overwhelm you too much. And then second, choose a stitch that's not going to discourage you, but that you're going to love. So I prefer a buttonhole stitch, but some people really hate that. And so you may just want to start with a straight stitch. Here's some of the block 4 fabrics. Look at that. That is so yummy. Oh, love that. And yeah, so I think you should probably start with a straight stitch, just kind of get a feel for how it goes around the applique. And then, like I talked about earlier, shorten the length of your stitch, because that will make all of the difference in how you feel at the end about the quality of the stitches, because it's so much harder. It's so much easier to kind of like hide some of your mistakes with a shorter stitch. So Ashley, would you have any other tips for?
Maybe not to get a project that has a ton of layering to start out.
Okay, yeah. So Ashley's saying pick a project that doesn't have a whole bunch of layering to start out with, because even if you have a light board, sometimes it's tricky to be like, okay, this piece goes under this one. If you do order one of our kits that has a bunch of layers, it's okay. I would just look at kind of where some of your pieces are going first before you start like putting the project together, and just
before you start ironing down, make sure everything's working.
Yes. Before you start ironing down, make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. So look at these. Look how fun that is. Oh my gosh. That's the same prints that we've already seen, but in different colorways. So that's block 5. Here's block 6.
Every block is a different.
Yeah, so every block does have a different colorway. Look at, oh, there's metallics in here too, you guys. Actually, there's a few on this one that I'm working on. There's little moons. I don't know if you saw that originally. I don't know if you can see it very well. Anyway, so yeah, different fabric for every block. So it's nice just because you'll be able to get away with doing a whole bunch of stitching down without having to change those thread colors, you know, unless you choose something that kind of blends with everything, or the multicolor. But you can see both of the fabrics on that one. We got mooned. You did. Oh, those are so pretty. So there's moons on this one too. Get mooned again. And look at this. I love this print. It's kind of crazy. And if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'll love that print. By the time it gets put into the quilt, it will just add so much texture and richness to the entire thing. So love it, love it. Did we have any other questions? All of these prints are so pretty. The mosaic prints are awesome. I know. And look at this one here. Will you switch the camera view? Look how cute this one is. I'm in love with that. And look at this. Ah! I know you guys are jealous because I'm touching the fabric and you're not. So get your hands on one of these, because CutterPillar is the first of all of our retailers to start selling this kit. I wanted to also mention. So first place where you can get one. And that coral is yummy with that. I don't know, maybe you guys are bored with seeing all these fabrics. I don't know how, because they're delicious, but oh, look at that one. Stunning. And then if any of you guys have missed it, this is an 80 by 80 quilt. So you can always add a border or purchase a second set, and you could make it bigger, like into a king or a queen. Look how cute these are. And look, here's another mosaic one. Yum. So cute. Okay, well, there's a lot of blocks in this. There's 20, so I can keep going through all of the fabrics if you guys are obsessed. But do we have any last minute questions about our process or the kits and what's included, or any requests on info for, look at those moons. That's adorable. yeah. And I think, I mean, I could keep going on this if you guys wanted, but really it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to snip those pieces and iron them in place. So the CutterPillar products do an amazing job of really making this like a fun little puzzle. And so hop on there, see what they have bundled. I'm pretty sure they have some discounts going for you guys that are watching live. And yeah, and you can take a look at what kits they have on there to make your applique experience a wonderful time. So I'll turn it back to you, Bethany.
All right. All right, so we had some technical difficulty today, and I apologize for that. She couldn't hear me for some reason, but I appreciate you all joining us, and I really am so grateful to Maddie and Ashley and her team for coming on and fighting through those challenges so that we could see this gorgeous quilt in person. I didn't know which one they were going to show us, which kit. We saw the Snowman one last week and the Handmade Collective with Diane, so if you want to go back to Thursday's Handmade Collective replay over on our YouTube and watch that segment, you can. But to see the persnickety one up close and go through those fabrics with her makes me even more excited to get it. Like Diane, who won the kit today, Diane Deegan. Oh my goodness, I am so jelly, so jelly. Yes, thank goodness you have a large CutterPillar light board to tackle that kit that you're going to get. So be sure you send that email to support@cutterpillar.com. I already messaged the team to be expecting your email so that they can get your information over to Maddie's team to get your kit to you. So you can get started on it right away. And if you didn't know, we have a Facebook group called the CutterPillar Creations Hub Facebook group. So Diane, I fully expect you to give us updates on how this kit is going and post pictures in this Facebook group. But please join us, everybody, over here on this Facebook group because we post all of our fun projects. You've seen me post other times I've done my laser cut kits over there. Other projects we're working on. I help answer any sewing questions you have over there. So it's just a fun community of all things creative with people who also like to do them too. So we love seeing what you're making and we love cheering you on and supporting you. So please go join the CutterPillar Creations Hub Facebook group. Today's been super fun. As Maddie mentioned, we still have our Handmade Collective bundles happening over on CutterPillar.com. Eric's going to drop a link in the chat real quick to our exclusive Handmade Collective bundles. We have other bundles on our website and we have products that you can purchase individually, but we create these specially curated bundles just for our events, just to change things up and maybe find something new or a different way to use our products together because they do all really work well together. As you saw Maddie today using so many different products of ours with light boards and glass mats and magnets to be able to create these beautiful projects so easily and beautifully. So go check out those bundles. They're still on sale and you can use coupon codes on those like handmade 10 to save an extra 10% off and they ship for free, any orders over $98. So go check those out. Those deals for sure are ending this week. Those codes are for sure ending this week. And those exclusive Handmade Collective bundles are going away after the end of this week. So if you see one over there that you really like the lighted up bundle, the all-in sewing and quilting bundle, maybe the mini bonus bundle with all the magnets, go grab it this week because I'm telling you, they're going away. I promise you that. And we'll have new stuff come holiday and everything like that, but that's a little ways off. So if you're ready to get into your holiday sewing or making some of these fun kits that we showed you today, be sure to get the tools that you need from CutterPillar and get your kits from Laser Cut Quilt Kits, which you can find on CutterPillar's website too. We've dropped some links over there. You can search for them right on our website. Again, Maddie and Ashley, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I know you guys are still down there in the background. I'm waving to you. I really appreciate you. They said thank you in the chat. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties, but we will definitely have you guys back on again. You can go check out all the new kits. We have 10 new kits, and we are, like Maddie said, the first ones to carry some of these kits, especially this persnickety one. I am in love with it. By the way, these press up, these blocks right here are the same size as the persnickety one, this garden party. This part of pressing it on is the fastest part, and it is so fun and so relaxing and so enjoyable. I just turned on a show and I sat there and I snipped and I pressed and all these blocks came together so fast. And now I'm just working through appliquing each one so all my pieces stay down before I piece them together and then I can quilt them. Honestly, my biggest challenge was figuring out what I wanted my my sashing and my border to be. So I took my blocks with me to the fabric store and found some fabrics that I wanted to use for those pieces, but I've absolutely loved making them. And so take your time, have fun with them. There's small ones, there's big ones. If you need anything, reach out to us at support@cutterpillar.com, and we're happy to help you out with that. And we'll see you later. We're going to hop off here. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. Go get your kits and then tell us in the Facebook group which kit you got, because I want to know which ones you're doing, because I'm probably going to want to make it too. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.